is obviously an amazing playmaker. So when they're doing all that motion around him, everybody has to be on alert to take away passing angles and lanes, and because he sees the court so well.
I hate when he makes shots because he's so unorthodox, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a miss, and then it goes straight in.
Probably got to call God and talk to him for a little bit, and ask him for a few favors.
He's definitely once in a lifetime player.
That's what it sounds like when NBA players talk about guarding Nikola Jokic. Not frustration in the normal sense, not just respect, but confusion. The kind of confusion where even the best players in the world are reacting to things that shouldn't work, shots that look wrong, possessions that feel broken, and somehow it all works for him. And once you actually listen to how players describe it, you start to realize that guarding Jokic isn't just difficult, it doesn't make sense. The first problem with guarding Jokic is that nothing looks the way it's supposed to. Defenders are trained to read movement, to recognize patterns, to anticipate what's coming based on how a player sets up a shot. But Jokic doesn't give you that. And for one of the greatest pure scorers in NBA history like Kevin Durant, he hates how Jokic makes it.
I hate when he makes shots because he's so unorthodox, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a miss, and then it goes straight in.
And the same can be said about his floater as well. Here's his teammate Aaron Gordon calling it what it is.
Incredible. I mean, he has the best floater in the NBA. And to have it at 7-1, it's like, what can you do? Can't do it. You can't do much about it. So that's why he's the best.
And before you say he's just saying that because Jokic is his teammate, here's the greatest shooter in the history of the NBA saying the same thing.
Even just the offensive rebounding, those tip ins and stuff, you play good defense, he still finds his way right underneath the basket, and he's got good touch to keep it up there on the rim and finish. So he's got kind of the full package.
That floater, that soft release, those awkward angles that don't look clean but somehow always find the rim, it creates a situation where contesting doesn't really solve anything. You're too small to bother it, too late to block it, and even when you're right there, it still feels out of your control. This is why players struggle to even describe what it's like guarding Nikola. And once that starts happening, possession after possession, you realize you're not reacting to a normal scorer anymore. You're playing against someone that doesn't follow the usual rules. Now, this leads us to something that only 2 NBA players cause opponents to experience so painfully. It's mental pressure. 2 players in the NBA cause opponents to feel the most mental pressure, and they are Steph Curry and Nikola Jokic. And because game recognizes game, here's Steph Curry talking about what it's like against Jokic.
Puts pressure on you all game, and you got to respect not only his ability to post up and put pressure on the paint. He knocked down 3 threes tonight. He is obviously an amazing playmaker, so when they're doing all that motion around him, everybody has to be on alert to take away passing angles and lanes, and because he sees the court so well.
With Nikola Jokic, it's never just about stopping a shot. It's about everything that happens before and after it. This is a player who reads the floor at his own pace. And somehow, that pace is always faster than the defense. And this is what Paul George meant here.
I think he's a player that just knows who he is on that court. And you put a small guy on him, he punishes him. Somebody his size, he uses his smarts and width.
With a career PER around 28.8, not to mention that he's had multiple seasons where he recorded above 30, this is definitely someone who knows that he is great. For the past 5 years, the NBA media have tried to convince us that Jokic isn't that great, but everyone can see through the tricks. Whether he gets the MVP he deserves or not, NBA players all know who the most valuable player is. And here's James Harden being honest about it.
I mean, obviously, Shea, who I think we all, think he deserves MVP just because of their record and what he's been able to do scoring-wise. But you talking about overall player and how impactful he is in the game. Yeah, of course.
His impact, his influence on the game isn't tied to one skill. It's tied to every decision he forces you to make, every rotation he triggers, every breakdown that starts with him seeing something a split second earlier than everyone else. And when you manage to find a way to adjust to the pressure he brings, that's when the game changes again.
I mean, Embiid, Jokic, like with Jokic is different. Embiid's like, he's just so big and strong, and like you know what's up with him. But like with Jokic, you get put through so much stuff that you don't get put through as a big. Like they set picks for him, like he's handling the ball in pick and roll. They set a rip screens for him. He's coming off of pin downs. Like as a big, you're not used to that.
Ivica Zubac is one of those players that you can call a traditional big, and he understands what's normally expected of bigs. And normally, guarding a center means protecting the rim, playing drop coverage, reacting to pick and rolls in a predictable way. But Jokic takes that structure and completely breaks it. Now, you're dealing with a center who's handling the ball, initiating offense, coming off screens, reading the floor like a point guard, and forcing you into situations you've never had to deal with before. This unorthodox style leads to the mental pressure that breaks most teams, thereby opening up the floor for his teammates. Victor Wembanyama, being an alien himself, understands what this means offensively.
It is a little bit different than most teams. Obviously, I mean, they get the best offensive player in the world. When you come into these games, you always have to be focused on defense because you don't want to, like, they've been the best offense of the past, I don't know, 5 years maybe, I don't know, for a reason.
That reason is Nikola Jokic, and even one of the GOATs knows this.
It's the utmost respect. Yeah. You know what I mean? For the greats of the game, for the greats of today, for me, for the greats of the past, for the greats that come, after. Jokic is one of the greatest players to ever play this game.
When someone like LeBron James says that, it's not casual praise. It's coming from a player who has seen every version of greatness, every type of dominance, every style of superstar, and still looks at Jokic and puts him in that category. But it's not just the GOATs. Even upcoming greats like Anthony Edwards can see it.
Nikola Jokic, bro. Oh my God, he might be the best basketball player I've ever seen. Like close up, besides myself, bro. He's incredible, bro.
Nikola Jokic is incredible because he's not just putting up numbers. He's controlling everything. The pace, the spacing, the decisions, the flow of the game itself. Like Mikal Bridges said, this is the kind of player every team wants.
He's like the guy you want to have on your team because he's such a great team player. He just doesn't feel right scoring every time, or he wants everybody to feel involved. But now he's like, you know what? F that. If you're gonna play me one-on-one, I will score this every single time, and I ain't gonna miss.
Like Wemby said, he's the reason the Nuggets have been the best offensive team for so long. The problem with that is, if he somehow has an off day like he did in the 2026 playoffs, the team crashes. Interestingly, before that series, Julius Randle said this.
When it comes to defending Jokic and his playmaking ability,
Probably got to call God and talk to him for a little bit and, ask him for a few favors.
Guess God really came through for them because no one has an explanation of how they were able to bring down Jokic and co. without Ant and Dante. Nonetheless, Jokic still has more years to give, and he's only going to get better with more experience. His game does not depend on speed, so age won't be much of a problem. And more importantly, as these NBA players have said, there's still no version of defense that solves the Joker. So when you face the Joker, you're trying to deal with something that doesn't follow the usual rules of the game. But we've seen certain players stop the Joker. What tactic do you think works for them? Well, let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see how it applies to Steph Curry, watch what NBA players say about trying to guard Steph Curry next.